is saying, he's talking about inconveniences. Inconveniences. What a joke. People died. Lives were destroyed. You cannot recover what we have lost as a nation. They just said it's inconveniences. What a sad admission. What a sad choice of words. The president is so regrettable that he's talking in these terms. He's dancing on the grave of people who were just maliciously killed. I singled out Bagauda Kalto, is a journalist with Tempo News. He was actually burnt alive in the course of the June 12 crisis. What do you say about Bagauda Kalto? What do you say all the people who were killed on the streets of Ikorodu in Lagos? In the good country, if he says he accepts full responsibility, what does that mean? He deserves a bullet in the head, like Hitler did in 1945.
So, guys, many Yorubas are becoming more angrier with IBB since he came out to say that the Abiola's victory was annulled because he was under real pressure. Also, he said that the 1999 coup that happened in Nigeria wasn't an Igbo coup, but you know, in the hearts of so in the north, it is typically seen as an Igbo coup. And since he made elections, some people have been saying he should be prosecuted. People like Shrek, they come out to say, hey, this man said and go free, that he should be prosecuted. I heard saying that IBB deserves a bullet in the head. But in all these, guess who have suffered the most? The Igbos. Like this person tweeted and said, who annulled Abiola's election? Who killed Abiola and wife? Who killed Bola Ige? Who imprisoned OBJ? Who killed Afonja? Who killed Akintola? Who took the reign from Yorubas? So this person is trying to say that all these things done, those who did, not the Igbos, but guess the Igbos are the ones suffering the most in this country. You go to the north, they will tell the Igbo man, go back to your place. You go to the southwest, you'll be told, go back to your place, because of that hatred that was generated as a result of the coup that happened then. And today we are being told that the Igbos have no hand in this coup. And guess what? Even the Ohanese has woken up to demand for apology from the Nigerian state and asking the Tinubu's government to pay the sum of 10 trillion naira to the Igbos because of all the humiliation that the Igbos have got to go through because of this hatred that came from nowhere. I mean, a tribe is just hated for no reason. I'm going to allow you to take a look at what this man has got to say. He's really, really so sad about what IBB said. And he's like, hey, bring IBB and let's just finish him now. Just take your time and watch this video. And let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Take a look.
IBB is saying, he's talking about inconveniences. Inconveniences. What a joke. People died. Lives were destroyed. You cannot recover what we have lost as a nation. They just said it's inconveniences. What a sad admission. What a sad choice of words. The president is so regrettable that he's talking in these terms. He's dancing on the grave of people who were just maliciously killed. I singled out Bagauda Kalto, is a journalist with Tempo News. He was actually burnt alive in the course of the June 12 crisis. What do you say about Bagauda Kalto? What do you say all the people who were killed on the streets of Ikorodu in Lagos? In the good country, if he says he accepts full responsibility, what does that mean? He deserves a bullet in the head, like Hitler did in 1945.
By himself. Dr. Fakonda.
It's accept responsibility?
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
I see that you question his choice of word, his euphemism. So let us sort of do a canvas writing. Yes, you absolutely challenge it. Besides the bullet in his head, if you were writing the script, what should he be saying or doing today? What are the right words or what are the right actions?
He has no right to even talk to Nigerians at all. He has no right to show his face. He's supposed to be hiding in shame until he dies, to be honest. Look, let's lay the history.
Yes, let's lay it.
The generation of the soldiers from 1966.
Yes.
It is now almost 60 years. Their class, damaged Nigeria beyond redemption. Beginning from General Gowon, who brought Udoji Awards to spoil the economy of Nigeria. General Murtala killed people in Abagana, in Agbo. He himself, how many people were killed deliberately, pointedly, without remorse over these years? It's not just him. It symbolizes the debacle of Nigeria in the last 60 years that we have had. Now, the effect of what he has done is much bigger than we think.
Yeah.
There are 3 days in Nigeria history now, 3 dates.
Let's
October
have that.
1960, January 15, 1966, June 12, 1993. We started up as a country in 1960. It was truncated in 1966. 1990 will have been the point where we emerge as a nation, not a mere geographical expression. That chance was lost and lost almost forever. That's the greatest destruction on the Nigerian country, not the Nigerian nation.
There is, Dr.
And we have not recovered since then.
Dr. Fakonda, there is an argument by some people who say that take away June 12, and Babangida perhaps could have been remembered or considered as a great president in terms of the fact that he did a lot of economic reforms, he did some infrastructure, and he indeed birthed the process that led to the election we call the freest and the fairness. I have had occasion in public and in writing to say Babangida is a paradox like Nigeria. So what's your take on that, that vision that take away June 12 and perhaps he could be considered one of the greatest leaders the country has had? Do you buy into that, or do you think no?
Well, say we can take away June 12. If we are in the right cloth,
Yes.
to an location,
Yes.
and you have a rest need,
Stay.
you discard and wear one. June 12 attained all. What is that? We have only 1,000 owing 40 trillion naira in debt.
Yeah.
We have a deficit of 10 trillion in budget of this year. The indiscipline that it brought about, last year budget cannot be implemented, it spill over to 2025. It brought in impunity. You know, you can build a house, but you destroy it with grenade. It takes grenade to bring a house down now. You could have built a house for 10 years, but one act will just bring the whole thing collapsing.
So your point is that with
That's not the truth.
Your point is that with June 12, there's nothing else to save in the story or legacy of IBB. Is that correct?
I speak to all Nigerians who are around 30 years old who don't know what happened in those days.
Yes.
Why are Nigerians japping overseas now? The country has become ungovernable. Even in its state, Niger State, 1/4 of it is occupied by bandits. Is that a country?
In your
It laid the foundation for what we are doing now today.
in your earlier submission, you seem to claim that from you identified 3 dates: 1960, 1966, and 1993, June 12 to be precise. Is it your submission that from 1966 onwards, all those that intervened, especially the military one, are guilty of where we are today? Is that, let me get that point right.
They are guilty of treason until they are tried, until they show contrition, until they clear the debris out of what we cannot make it. Look, up till now, the Holocaust people, they are still being hunted down in the world since 1945.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we have very poor sense of memory. See the way see the ceremony in Transcorp this week now. See all the people who killed Nigeria. They are all dancing and smiling and slapping each other. Is that the legacy for the children who are not born at that time? Is that the legacy they are going to see? That you do crime and you don't do the time. There is no consequence for any bad misconduct.
I was going to go.
That's the major takeaway from this mission.
I was going to go to that, Dr. Fakonda. So here's the point here. You feel there's no space for redemption or recognition from those people, but the past and present leaders do not.
Absolutely.
They do not seem to think so, because you mentioned the gathering that happened on Thursday last in Abuja that had a lot of Nigerian elites, political and business leaders there. Even before then, it is common practice in Nigeria for most of those running for president to do what I call the pilgrimage to Mina. So let's talk about these Nigerian leaders and beyond the IBB himself. Well, what's your take on the rest, since you're having this view?
All of them, they are products of massive looting of Nigerian wealth. Everything, Nigeria state have been privatized, both in asset-wise and in liquid cash. You cannot believe how much money in private hands, raw cash. And Nigeria is bleeding. Nigeria is in deficit. Before somebody can donate 2 billion, 3 billion, he must have 50 billion in his account.
Where is that money?
Where is that money coming from? It's not from the...
But wait, Dr. Fakonda, the money...
That money from Nigerian state that they got it?
Dr. Fakonda, the money is their money. What do you want to do about it? What do you propose?
What did they invent? What did they invent to get the money? It's from oil blocks now. I've written a paper. There are 43 entities that has oil blocks in Nigeria. Oil blocks belong to Nigerian state. In any case, until we take the wealth of Nigerian back from these people and put it in public hands.
Yeah.
It happened in Saudi Arabia in 2017. In 2017, the crown prince then assembled all the people who have big money in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Put them in Ritz-Carlton hotel and told them, please surrender all that you have so that Saudi Arabia can grow. We need to do the same thing. Somebody, I don't know. As I said, it will be 60 years next year that the soldiers took over the affairs of Nigeria.
Yes.
We have 1 year now to decide that all money in private hands, voluntarily surrender it. No one should have 2, 3, 4, 5 billion and be donating it as if you are pouring confetti on a wedding guest.
Well, if they have
It's obscene. It's obscene.
I get your point.
No, they don't have it. The money should be... The money should be confiscated. In fact, that library money should be confiscated. Which library? Who is going to read the books? Is it the Almajiris in Niger State that will read the books in the library? In Niger State, they shut down the Air Force plane.
Dr. Fakonda,
is that where they're going to read the books in the library?
Dr. Fakonda, you're a man of constitution.
National...
Explain to me what kind of laws can you invoke to do that? I'm not against it. I want to be convinced.
Doctrine of necessity.
A doctrine of necessity.
The doctrine of necessity has to be conveyed. Yes. Yeah, okay. We have 3,000 megawatts.
Yes.
We get 3,000 megawatts. We're stuck on it.
Yes.
If you don't want to apply doctrine, okay, what right did they have to privatize? What right did they have to give all these oil blocks to people? Whom did they consult? Which law gave them the powers to give public wealth to private hands?
So your take is that we should go back to challenge all the people who said Babangida has made me, I'm grateful to him. We should go back to them and say, let's talk about it. Is that your take?
Look, the atmosphere of wealth without work will not get Nigeria out of where we are. There must be work with wealth. If you are not working and you are wealthy, something is wrong. Something is wrong. That's not the truth. I will not sugarcoat it at all. I mean, somebody like me, I work in public service for 26 years.
Yes.
I've been retired now for 25 years. Can I donate 100 million to anybody? Can I buy form to run for Senate in my state? The next election now, it's all the money privatized that are going to be used to buy forms.
I get your point.
Would that be right?
You, Dr. Fakonda, I don't know. Before we let you go, you are from Osun State. Let's talk about your state. You're Anije Shema from Osun State. What's your take on the local government elections going on there? What's your overall view?
Well, the president and his attorney general brought an atmosphere of confusion into the system. Local government is a second-tier responsibility in the federal system. Federal system does not allow federal government to go over the states to go and dictate anything to local government. It's an overreach for Attorney General to be quoting law in Abuja to control local governments. Once you have that aberration, once you have that impunity, you've thrown pebble into the lake and you must cause ripples. It's no longer decent. We are not running a decent polity at all. We are running a government of anything goes. Anything goes. The governor chose to be mighty. He conducted local government elections and he sworn in the people on Sunday, not even on a working day, on a Sunday. So there is impunity all across the board. We must change this system and go back to pre-1966. The president cannot sit there and think that he's going to win election 2027 and rule.
Well, I'm going to...
His time is now. If he doesn't do anything now, we are not going to have peace in this country. We must come to two-tier federalism. We must come to regionalization. Each region should take care of its own affairs, create a local government. One, if business or about law, High Court judgment, Supreme Court judgment, we need to do local government in the federal system. Everything is wrong.
I know I'm going to go to your vision of how this discussion should happen. How to take a political question before we go to the institutional one. You talk about the president and Attorney General of the Federation, but the governor of the state, he's saying no, he trusts the president, he's a Democrat, he's not accusing him of anything. Is he playing politics or is he saying the truth? Is he weak or is he being diplomatic?
The government is a double talk. They don't like to do so much. So it's just, it's my government, but it's another word that you know. So sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry when he talks. So I don't know which one.
Alawada is a comedian. So I thought it was a dancer. Now you say he's a comedian as well.
And the way he dances, you have to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and fall down. I don't know which one to take. It's a good man, but it shouldn't be running the affairs of the state. But here we are, the 1960s class of soldiers brought people like that to govern us. We, the most intelligent people, we are being run by people. Governance is a very serious business. No time to be dancing and clowning on these things. Well, like the man is a good man on his own. He's there to be a king of a town, not a serious governor of a state. Let him be a king. Then he will preside over marital problems and all that. But state affairs is for serious people. Look, lives of state. Our state is number 32 in the penal achievement. Our state is a depressed state. It's a depressed state. What is it there to dance about? I won't dance at all.
Well, I mean, you might be number 22 in development, but you're number 1 in dancing. I mean, I don't think there's any governor that
no doubt. That
is better than him.
I clap for my governor.
Let's talk about your passion for restructuring. You're an advocate of regionalism. In your mind, how do we place the local government reforms that we have today and the one you'd like to have in the structure of Nigeria as it stands?
We are doing cosmetics, we are doing palliatives. We need to have a meeting. We have written a letter to Mr. President. He has a good opportunity to reform Nigeria in the right way. We cannot even manage 36 states. Nigeria is not solvent at all. We need to collapse the system. When we go back to regions, region will be strong. The states now the provinces actually. We need to cut down the cost of governance. We cannot afford 36 states, 774 local governments. We cannot afford it.
Yes. No, go on, say that, please.
Again, maybe the president announced that he's going to run some youth conference in March. We'll not identify about it again. They don't announce it, they don't it. What the government need to be a special of Nigeria. You know what? There's no country unless you are preparing for a military coup. Is your quality of Nigeria today? We have to appeal. Tell them, look, the best to do is to have a clean conference. 1 week is enough. The document on new structure of Nigeria is available. It doesn't take 3 months conference. No. If I have a draft, I personally have a draft, and my body, every other forum have a draft. After has a draft, is to authorize it to be discussed. And then a referendum itself as a new structure for Nigeria, 8 regions. And then each region will go and write its own constitution within 3 to 6 months. In fact, Western region constitution is ready too. It's ready too for referendum. Kogi and Kwara will part of Western region. They will be asked what they want. The East will do the same. The South will do the same. It's not rocket science. And it can be done within 1 to 3 months.
And the patriots of which you're part of also are making moves in that direction. We must add to that.
Absolutely. The raw materials are there. It's not going to take long. And look, if you agree on all this I'm saying now, it takes 2 to 3 years to implement. Besides the good referendum, to pass the constitutions, to share assets and liabilities, to form new governance, it will take, if I need to suspend the next coming elections. But when we are for election to 100 million.
Dr. Fasoda, before you suspend the election, let me ask you a question. It seems so clear and so logical to you why Nigeria needs to be restructured and why we need to go to the regional system and to reduce the cost of governance. Let me ask you an intellectual question. Who do you think is against this seemingly logical step that you embrace, and why do you think they're against it? So 2 questions into one. Who and why?
The people who gathered in Abuja last Thursday, they have wealth in their hand. They are kingmakers, and they want to continue being kingmakers. So I want to run now. I don't need any money at all. If I go to Babangida and say, oh, Mr. President, somebody take me to him, and say, oh, I want to run for governor of the state, he will grant me 100 million to go and run. So it's a kingmaker. But to run on my own account, it's not possible because I don't have the money. So the money class who are in Abuja this last Thursday, they don't want the change. They don't want to lose their power of control over all of us. But the class, the people are suffering, and they are not merciful on the masses. They are not thinking of long term. They are just thinking of sitting on their own billions. And that's all. So I don't think we should. They should not wait until people start doing what happened in Kenya. In Kenya, they were saying, look, you man, we know your houses, we know your children, we are going to do something about it. They should not wait until that time will come. They should not.
So your appeal for them is to go for reform rather than wait for a revolution, if I understand you very well.
Absolutely. This channel is very important for them to listen that if they don't do what I'm doing, those who do not give peaceful change a chance, we expect anything that can happen. Well, if it is of state matter now, anything can happen tomorrow in Osogbo. Anything can happen.
Okay,
PDP versus APC.
Dr. Fakonda, it's all well and good. You talk about the leadership, how corrupt, how they've looted, how they've not brought power. But what about the people? What do the people need to do? What is your appeal? What is your request from the people of Nigeria? Because overall, these leaders are few. The people are many.
My own age group, we are the second tier behind the people who have taken Nigeria for a ride.
Yeah.
We need to convene a meeting of our own in Abuja in the next 1 or 2 months. That we need to have G24, G34, G70. We need to have where Nigerians come together as a body. After all, they confronted Abacha. It was led by civilians. They confronted Abacha G34. We need some equivalent of that now to say, Mr. President, you are there. National Assembly, you are there. We don't want what you are doing anymore. Let's get traditional rulers, the religious leaders. Things are not right. Things are not right. We cannot continue with the next election this way. We cannot. If you don't do something the next 6 to 7 months and you go to next year's campaign where they are sharing money, 5,000, then we have lost it. We have lost it. And I saw that what will happen.
Dr. Fakonda, thank you very much. It's good having you. I'm sure we'll continue this conversation on other forums. Thank you very much.
So, you have seen it for yourself. Yes, these are some of the things we are trying to say that, see, there is need for unity in this country. That's just what we need in this country. We need unity. I'm just wondering when this hatred is going to go away, the hatred for the Igbos. Like Showore will say, that there is a conspiracy against the Igbos. It is a federal thing. Showore said it in one of his videos, that no matter who comes into power, there is a federal structure to keep working against the Igbos. And now that it is coming from the mouth of a Northern that the Igbos have got no hand in the coup that happened. I mean, the Igbo man doesn't have any hand in this. I'm just wondering, what next are they going to say the Igbos have done to them? What else how else are they going to be prosecuting the Igbos for a crime they know not anything about, for a crime they never participated in? That coup happened because the Igbos supported Awolowo to be president. They wanted Awolowo, not even an Igbo man, to become the president. And it wasn't just the Igbos that orchestrated that, it was a mixed race thing. But guess what? The Igbo man is suffering because the North have nursed that in their heart. And inside of them, it is like an unforgivable sin. And guess what? Even to today, the Igbos are paying for that. We are just hoping that, the younger generation will rise up. It's good that IBB made this revelation, because some people are saying, why now, why now? It is better now than never. You can imagine if he dies without him opening up. Because now that he has opened up, I know that some Northerners will not be happy with the IBB coming out to make this revelation, but I think he must have been battling within himself to make this revelation, because at the end of the day, it's going to save the Igbos a lot. Now, this coup wasn't orchestrated by the Igbos. This coup wasn't, initiated so that an Igbo man will become the leader. This coup has nothing to do with specifically the Igbos. But guess what? The Igbos have been tasked. They say it's an Igbo coup. The Igbos wanted to be leaders by all costs, and that for that reason, the Igbo man cannot rule Nigeria. The Igbo man cannot lead in the military, cannot lead in EFCC, cannot lead as a police IG, cannot take up any key position in terms of security, finance, and all that. The Igbo man is totally excluded from the Nigerian structure. Recently, we saw on the House of Assembly where a bill for a particular budget was being passed. Guess what? Other parts of the country was being carried along, but the Igbo is excluded. This is that thing, and people like some fear leaders stood up to ask why is this body? And the deputy speaker was okay, when come for next review, let's know, all those kind of things. But these are things that generated because people felt the Igbos were involved in that cause. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Though. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that you can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.